What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 143, and we start today's episode off with a U Squad monthly report as we have now entered December, and we also go ahead and promote a couple of these players, Jed Flint and also Lorenzo Valzanier, the two players I talked about a couple episodes ago and said they're probably the best products we can get out of this academy that are ready to be promoted right now, as one of them looks really good, but he's only 15 years old, so we go ahead and offer them contracts, and as you'll see in just a moment's time, they do accept those and do come into our club. Also, we have a squad report as well, so you can check out what the players are doing. Joe Hart, an 89 rated goalkeeper. Oh my goodness, absolutely insane. And the whole team is of course looking absolutely fantastic as well. And as you can probably tell by the video length as well, this video is a couple minutes shorter than usual. I try and make my videos about 10 minutes long, or maybe just a little bit longer than that. This one's only 8 minutes long. There's only one game in today's episode, but of course, if you can tell by the title, you know exactly why that is. So that's why the video is a little bit shorter. Obviously, there wasn't really much I could do about that. And yeah, you know exactly why. But regardless, we're not focused on that in just a moment's time. We will be talking about it in just a minute, but not just right now. And yeah, as you can tell by the title, you decide what happens in today's episode and what's going to happen in the next episode, whether we stay or whether we leave, because there is indeed a job offer for you guys to take a look at. Still, here is the squad report, and you can see how the players are doing, looking really nicely. As I mentioned before, there are just so many players in there who I've signed, and at the time didn't seem like great deals for us, but they've all worked out really nicely. And you can see by the league table as well, 13 games in, still unbeaten. The long unbeaten run in the Premier League is still going. We are 5 points clear of Liverpool in second, and 7 clear of Chelsea in third, and 10 clear of Spurs in fourth. So fantastic start to the season, as we predicted really. And in the Champions League, we're in second place. The last game was against the third place team, Anderlecht. And I mentioned in that game that we got ourselves a draw and we didn't mathematically guarantee qualification, but unless we lose our last game heavily to Wolfsburg and Anderlecht beat Copenhagen heavily themselves, then we're almost guaranteed to go through because of the goal difference ruling in the game. It means that, you know, unless Anderlecht can somehow manage to break that 5-goal swing, we are going to be going through, which, you know, I predict we should be, to be honest. But still, we take on Spurs for the first game of today's episode here, the first and only game, of course, of today's episode, as the London club come and take us on for what could possibly be our last game at the Hawthorns. We are into our 5th season now. We've had a really good tenure here, but it looks as though time may have called and we are on our way out of the Hawthorns. So as we do pick our lineup, as you can see, the strongest first 11 possible. I was hoping to make it a memorable possible final game. Of course, we still may be staying here, but it was dawning on me, but this could be the final game in a West Bromwich Albion shirt for a couple of these players, who I'm probably going to take with me if we do leave. But regardless, still going to be a pretty interesting game against Spurs, one of the better sides in this division. And the first chance did fall in the 7th minute here as Jordan Henderson does what he does best and wins us the ball back and finds Kevin Savanier. Savanier finds Angel Di Maria down the right hand side, takes on Kyle Norton, beats him with a Berber spin, then a roulette, and a lovely finish past Gelios as well. And Di Maria doing the heart celebration there. Had to go into the celebrations list to find out how to do that. Always wanted to try it. And yeah, I'm not sure what this celebration is, but regardless, Di Maria scores a very nice goal. And if we are going to be leaving, if this is going to be our final game, it's always going to be nice to score a pretty nice goal as well. And that really was nice. Couple of skill moves there, nothing too significant, but very decent goal regardless. And Di Maria gets his first goal in the Premier League, his second in the West Bromwich Albion shirt, and it's West Brom 1, Spurs 0. And in the 24th minute here, Spurs are on the ball with Soldado holding it up and finding Paulinho. Paulinho finds Kyle Norton, who chips the ball over the top here, and Christian Eriksen beats Zambrano as I tried to shield it back to Joe Hart. Very lucky there, because Eriksen did beat Zambrano, but thankfully for us, his shot hit the post from a tight angle, and it was still 1-0. And 10 minutes after the restart, Spurs had themselves a golden chance to equalise as Sane brings down Lamela, and then decides to celebrate a little bit. Is he fist pumping there? Is he happy that he's given away a penalty? Jesus, match fixing or what? But yeah, Sane brings down Lamela. There was no malicious intent from Sane. I wasn't even trying to challenge and try and win the ball in the end. I was just trying to block instead. There was a coming together with the legs there, a bit of a leg tangle if you will, but it's still a penalty regardless. Can't blame the AI referee for that one, and a penalty to Spurs. So great chance here for Roberto Soldado, the Spanish striker, to make it 1-1, and the former Valencia man is standing up and taking the penalty against Joe Hart, trying to put him off, and Joe Hart in the end does put him off because Soldado, well, nothing seems seems to go right for him in his Spurs jersey, does it? The number 9 puts it wide of the post and can't hit the target. So a big miss by Soldado there as Spurs trying to ruin what could be our final game party. In the end, Spurs missing what would probably be their best chance of the game to equalise, and it was still 1-0. In the 66th minute though, Spurs are on the ball again. Kyle Norton finding Eric Lamela, who won the penalty down the left hand side. He crosses the ball in, Alex Pritchard flicks it on, Soldado collects the ball for them and shoots, and this time he does get the shot on target, but Joe Hart is equal to it and turns it behind for a corner. So still 1-0, and 8 minutes from time, Spurs came forward again here. Alex Pritchard on the ball, and again Joe Hart making a very big save there. Really good stop by our goalkeeper and keeping the score at 1-0. And in stoppage time, the last chance fell to Spurs here, with the header being clawed away by Joe Hart. What a fantastic save that was. A couple of really big saves by Joe Hart in this game late on. And as you'll see, as this chance comes to nothing, we get the ball away with Vestergaard. And the game does finish. West Brom 1, Spurs 0. So we win at the Hawthorns for what possibly could be the final time. And I say possibly because, as you can tell by the title, you'll be deciding the job offer, which you'll see in just a moment's time. And yeah, it was a frustrating game because we didn't really get out of first gear, to be honest. It was quite poor from us, but we did manage to get through with the 3 points. That's the most important thing. Thankful to Joe Hart for a couple of really big saves late on, and yeah, very pleased to get the win in that game. And following that, we can see as well that Valzania and Flint both accepted their contracts. You can see both of the players here now. Flint has no status next to his name, but he is a 69 overall striker, looking very nice, and 5-star skills too. Could be good for England as well. And Valzania, the playmaker, he has the potential to be special. So very nice to promote him out of the academy and give the AI manager a treat there with one of the young kids to develop for the future. And we now have the job offer as well, and as you'll be able to tell, the team is Paris Saint-Germain from France. Now, the reason I'm so glad this job offer has come up is because I've always wanted to manage PSG. If you've been a fan of mine from the FIFA 13 days, you'll know that during my very long career mode where I managed Sunderland, Liverpool, Blackburn, Atletico Madrid and Milan, I mentioned in that series so many times I've always wanted to try my hand at managing at Parc des Princes, but they've never been available. But they are available in this career, and as you can see as well, they are bottom of their Champions League group, which isn't very good. But regardless, they've got so much money, a very decent team. They still do need some work doing to their team. It's still not perfect. I mean, they're bottom of their Champions League group and facing elimination from Europe, so that says it all really. So they still do have a bit of work to do there. But the reason I'm so glad PSG have come up as well is because I've always wanted to manage in France, never done that before. When I talked about Monaco during the Champions League final, everyone said that, well, I say everyone, a lot of people said that could be a really good job for me, because obviously I do have quite a bit of money, which is always nice. Managing in France, never managed in this country before, and of course it's a club who, don't forget, haven't really been doing the business in Europe. I mean, in the game I know they won the Champions League in the second season, but in real life they've never won the Champions League, they've never won the Europa League, they've only won the top division in France 4 times. So you think about PSG, all the money they have and how much success they haven't actually had as much success as you would think. So regardless, it is your decision. PSG did come back to us and said, yes, please manage our club. So it is your decision. I don't mind whether you want me to stay or whether you want me to leave. Voting is very simple. Open the description. You'll see a straw poll, a link to the straw poll. Click on that. Vote for West Brom or PSG. Then click the vote box. It's as simple as that. And yeah, tomorrow morning we'll come back, see the result, and then we'll either be starting with PSG or we'll be staying with West Bromwich Albion. So thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to vote. Leave a like, enjoy the video, and I'll see you for the next episode tomorrow morning.